What's up? It's Marina Simone. Welcome to Messy to Millions, where we are going to literally interview all the messy female entrepreneurs out there and ask them what is their plan to getting to millions? How did they get to millions? And we're going to highlight some tools that work for me, that's worked for them. We're also going to get raw, real, and relatable. And we're also going to keep it 100. I think that's the most important piece. So, if this is your first time to my podcast, anything we ever talk about will be in the show notes, but here's the coolest piece is we want you to feel good. We want you to feel worthy. We want you to feel seen. And I think this world of digital marketing, coaching, network marketing, affiliate marketing has put so much emphasis on what successful women look like that we can forget that success is not just what's in our bank account, but it's also what we create for our families. And so I really hope that this podcast does that for you, reminds you that you're here for a reason, reminds you that you are worthy of a movement, you are worthy of success, you are worthy of peace and joy and all of those things. And that's it. And I hope you enjoy this episode. I want to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, Ace. Ace Gems is absolutely amazing. I personally use this for my network marketing business for our team. And I've got to tell you that it has changed the game as far as sending information, sending out a website, even for my brand. I know what it feels like to send out a link to somebody. They say they're going to watch a video and they don't. But what's really cool is what if you sent that link to them and then the second they click to watch the video, you got a notification and you knew exactly who it was that watched the video. Well, that's what Ace Gems does. It's also, in my opinion, going to replace a lot of the social media networks where you aren't seeing notifications. I truly believe that Facebook groups are going to be shifted into Ace in their community campfires. And anyway, I'm obsessed. So's our network marketing team. You can check out more about Ace below.
I don't know about you, but whenever I listen to a podcast, I'm not looking for something that's scripted. I want to know, real, right? And
Yeah.
why I wanted you to be on. You're one of the realest humans that I know. And
Oh, thank
no, you
you.
really
Yeah,
are.
I
When I think
I don't know
about,
how to be fake.
no, neither do I. My mom always used to tell me to fix my face. She's like, fix your face. And I was like, why? What does it look like? But I just have
Right?
RBF, right? The resting boss
Yeah.
face, as I like to call it.
Well, I
But
used to get stopped in parking lots because people would be like, "You should smile. You'd be so much prettier." And I was just like,
no,
"Hey, yeah." I swear, when I was younger, I used to get stopped all the time. "You should smile. You're so pretty." And I was like, "Ew."
you
Now I
should mind your
definitely don't want to
business.
smile.
Yeah, no, you should
Right.
mind your business and take a hike, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop stalking me.
Who tells a kid they should be smiling so they look prettier?
Oh,
No
I've been
trauma
told some
there,
crazy
right?
stuff. Yeah, no, I have a lot
No,
of trauma in the
no trauma
backpack.
there.
So
No, none. Oh my gosh. Well, Jessica is here with us today, and I'm very excited because she is one of the coolest, laid back, but also very driven mompreneurs, female entrepreneur, like all up in there. And here's why I really want to interview you. You have had a complete transformation. You've been really, really up. You've come down. Now you're on your way back up. Then you've come, like, right? Like you've had this cycle in entrepreneurship of success and then failure and success and then failure. And I think no one really talks about the re-beginning, the relaunch, the rebrand, all of those things because, they don't want to talk about it because they want to pretend like everything's perfect. And so before we get into the goods, why don't you introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, and help them to get to know you a little bit more.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I don't know how I could follow that up, but I am Jessica Perry. I am the Mom Strategist, former retail manager working the 9 to 5 traditional 70-hour a week grind. And I just a couple years ago went into entrepreneurship because I was tired of. I feel like there's so much missing for women in the working world where we're working, we're moms, and just kind of like we just do what we think we're supposed to do and where we're supposed to be. And we're looking at everybody else and feeling bad about ourselves. And it's, I woke up one day and I was just like, where did my life go? Like, what am I doing with it? I just feel like I go through the motions every day and there's no real purpose. So I went into entrepreneurship and decided to build something after I had my daughter for moms specifically who are in their late 30s, 40s, and just feel like everything is coming at them all the time and they're just surviving. And I want to help them just start enjoying life more. And actually, we work so hard for this life that we want our kids to be proud of and have a better life than we did. But then they see us struggle and grind and we're not spending time with them. And we're just constantly looking at our phones or feeling stressed out and snapping. And it's actually doing the opposite of what we want for our kids and how we want them to live. So just kind of helping moms slow down and lead from calm instead of leading from internal urgency all the time.
Yeah. Can you hear my dog tap dancing in the background?
No, I couldn't actually.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. We're going to let her out. Give me a minute.
Great.
She is tap dancer, man. The Yorkie poo who runs the house. So I love that. Let me ask you a question. When you think of, I'm just going to say for me, when I'm busy working and then, the kid comes and asks for something, like I have to remind myself, that's your child. Don't yell. Don't scream. Don't tell them go away. Like that is your child. This is what we do this for. And I'm saying this out loud because I think there's so many women that are like career driven and we're so motivated. And if we don't get things done, then it's like the anxiety of it. And then it's like shooing our kids. And I know I did that for such a long time. So I have to remind myself. Have you ever been through that?
100%. I feel like early in my motherhood journey and my entrepreneurial journey, I was juggling all the things, right? Full time job, uh, working on building a coaching business, my wellness business, being a full time mom. And there's just points where you're either, constantly on your phone or, the kid comes up to you and you're like, one second, mommy's working. I remember, and this hit me the hardest. And this is where I really took a full 90-degree turn and made this business about coaching moms is my daughter, I think she was like 2 or 2.5. And she told my husband, I got home from work one day and she was like, I really want to play with mom, but I know she's going to tell me that I have to wait until later. So I'm just not going to ask her. And like, I felt the tears in my eyes, like, wow, I should. And now I know I drop everything and she's first because I think well, that can wait until later. The urgency that has been instilled in us is from people who just didn't know any better and kind of never had that work-life balance. And I say balance because it's never going to be 50-50. So it's not true balance, but something where you're not constantly tied to your phone or thinking about work or feeling guilty. And yeah, I've been there a few times and it did not feel good. So now when she comes up to me, I just feel gratitude. And I feel like my number one job as a mom and this is what I live for, and this is what I'm helping other moms achieve, and that's my purpose. So that comes first now, and everything else is like I weigh it out. Listen, I might need to tell her, okay, mommy's really busy, and I'm in the middle of something right now, because a lot of times I don't want to forget my place. That happens a lot too, especially with
Yeah.
the mom brain.
Yeah.
But we just feel so good when we're productive, and it's just they have to come first.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much. So much. So much. So when you think about why you created this movement, and I know you said a little bit about it, but like this is, like if I'm a mom, I'm building a business, I have a career. How do I know that I need you in my life?
I just feel like there's so many things that we ignore as women, especially we're working. We're just constantly thinking, well, this is just how it is. This is just motherhood. My mom even said it to me, get used to it. Like your life is not yours anymore once you have a kid. And I said to her, I disagree with that. And I didn't know what I was saying back then, but now I know that my intentions are you have so much going on all the time. You just constantly run from one thing to the next. I would be up at like 7:30 in the morning, getting ready for school, work, pets, all the things. And just I don't stop until 11 o'clock at night. And none of that was spent working on myself. All of it was spent feeling in that constant mode of just feeling tense and uptight and stressed. And if you're lacking sleep, if you're having trouble sleeping, or if you're sleeping and you're waking up feeling exhausted all the time still, you constantly feel stressed out, like your body is tense. Um, there's so many things that we ignore because we're just so used to being in go mode and feeling that guilt. Whether we're at work, we feel guilty for not being home. When we're home, we feel guilty for not doing work. Um, and I think that if you're constantly feeling like, well, this is just how life is, and you feel like something's missing, you know that it's not just overwhelm. Like, I think that we get so distracted by the overwhelm. It's not really the overwhelm. It's just being overloaded and under supported. So
Mm,
if you feel like you have so much on your plate, nothing is ever good enough that you do. Like, I talk to so many moms, they're like, no matter what I do, I feel like nothing is good enough. No matter how
that,
much money I make, no matter how many
that,
things I achieve, no matter how much my kid loves me or how much we go on events, like, you still feel like something's missing. To be at the
yeah.
zoo and you're thinking about the zoo on Saturday and you're thinking about the meeting that you have on Monday. Like, you're never really present because you're always thinking ahead. And then you look back and go, well, where did all that time go? Like, I feel like I have lost all this time.
So it's really like their nervous systems. It's like
Yeah.
rewiring, like the whole process of it, right? Is that what changed for you when you for me, I didn't understand it. Like you're saying, like I think a lot of women just don't understand it. I didn't get it. I thought it was just the way it's supposed to be. Successful people are really, really busy all the time. And if you stop working, you lose it all. And then you suck as a parent, and then you suck as a wife, a leader, a whatever. And then you lose it all. And then you're living in a cardboard box on the side of the street. Like, that's
Yep.
literally where my mind would go whenever I would take a break from something at right? And
Yeah.
the moment for me, I had a nervous breakdown. I'll just keep it 100. I had a nervous breakdown, and that forced me to be like, is this all really worth it? Like, are you going to sacrifice your health and sacrifice your time that you can't get back, right? For the validation I kept chasing. Because I think that's the big piece too, right? Like we never feel good enough as parents or moms, and it's because we're comparing ourselves to a version I don't think exists.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to be honest and have that conversation around how life really is as a mom, as an entrepreneur. We're so scared that like someone's going to think that we can't handle something, and I think it stems from a lot of like in the workplace where it's a man's world really, and a lot of women in certain areas. When I was younger and worked in the jewelry industry, people would come in and say, "Oh, can I talk to the manager?" and point to the gentleman in the suit next to me, and I was the manager. So I've experienced it firsthand and always had to kind of fight to show my worth against men in the marketplace or in the workplace and wherever I was kind of showing up. So I think that we always just have that ingrained in us. Like, if we say no to a project or we can't because of our kids, like, we're going to somehow get in trouble with somebody or lose our jobs or not be as good as the person next to us. When in reality, that's our superpower, that we can handle everything in the house, everything at work, everything with our kids. But we're still alive. We're still humans. Like, we still deserve to be taken care of and do things for ourselves. So I think that it took a hard turn for me because even in entrepreneurship, you're meditating, you're journaling, you're doing all that stuff that organizes your time, and you you still find yourself being wrapped up in the stress and strain of it because even though you have those structures, you're still just working as hard as you can within those confines and doing as much as you possibly can because production equals worth.
Mhm.
So, for me, I still found myself when I was deep in the midst of self-development, thinking I'm figuring it all out and I'm calm and peaceful, I would find myself stressed out in the moments that shouldn't stress me out because I was starting to it's hard to let go of those old habits and realize that it's not all mental or mindset. A lot of it is your nervous system and in your
That
physical body.
that. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
where you carry it.
well, when we come into entrepreneurship, right? So we're coming into entrepreneurship and we're leaving this whole get paid by the hour mentality, right? And then as women, we're like, oh, we can make as much money as we want and we can work as hard as we want and we can work from home. And so then it's like, okay, in order for us to work from home and be successful, now we have to be successful because if we're not successful, then we're going to prove that we're supposed to stay over there. What this is important for moms to hear is like, we see you, we feel you, we get you, but your nervous system needs a minute. And it's not just the busyness. The busyness is that you chasing that validation. So I don't know. I just feel like we need so many mom like mentors out there that can just keep reminding us, like, what did you do today? Let me audit it. Let me tell you what you're not doing tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you're in this space because there's so many mom entrepreneurs that I feel like are just
Spinning their wheels.
getting
And like just
was and
I
miserable.
was there, but I was there too. And I feel like when I first started, I got to a point where I was just like, and it all has to do with mentorship and coaches. I feel like no matter what level you get to, you always need a mentor and a coach. When I started out until now, I've always had some sort of a business coach or some kind of mentor who's done it before or has skills that I want to learn to kind of better myself. And I mean, I almost gave up a couple years ago. I was like, as I just, it's so much easier just to go back to work and have a full time job and just make what I make and be okay with that. And maybe the rich lifestyle that and I say rich, I mean having the time freedom really and
Yeah.
being able to go wherever I want, whenever I want. But maybe that lifestyle is just not for me. I fell back into that trap of not believing that I could have it. And it just it's those failures that where you feel like, okay, well now I'm embarrassed or now people think I can't do it. Or at one point my husband said to me like, oh, you're moving to and this is when I was moving direct sales companies too. He was like, don't you think at a certain point it's time to just like throw in the towel and like say that it didn't work? And I was like, well, now I'm going to work harder. I was like,
Yeah, like that.
I used to let the critics kind of get in my head and be like, should I? Maybe I'm, and I'm like, you don't know what it's like. You don't know how difficult it is to learn all of the things that are coming at you when you've worked for somebody else your whole life and been an employee. And now you're the person that's in charge of everything. And you have to learn all these little technical details and all these things. So in that moment was just like, hey, this is where the rubber meets the road. There's going to be more people that think that, and I'm just going to have to be stronger in my mind to
Mm,
keep going and to keep seeking mentorship and to keep learning how to do things the right way and to keep putting myself out there and trying because when you stop, that's when you really fail. And so
yeah.
for me, I just realized there's so many moms out there who comment on my stuff or DM me that they're struggling, that they feel like nothing they do is ever good enough, or that they just feel fried all the time. They don't even know what's wrong. They can't think straight. They're overeating. Maybe they're not eating enough. Maybe they're not sleeping. I mean, it's just it comes in all different forms. One mom said, I just want to stop snapping at my kids so much. I just wish I had a better reaction to when my kids come up to me and I'm frazzled or I have anxiety. Like I just want to be able to react better to them. And that to me really gets me in the heart because I've been there where, you snap and then you feel awful 2 seconds later and then the kid's upset or you could see they're quiet or crying and shut down and you're like, I never want to do that or make them feel that
No, we don't
way.
want to
So
screw our kids up.
yeah.
Screw us up.
Right. My mom says it all the time. She's like, "Stop telling people that I messed you up." I'm like, "It's
Yeah,
not you. It's how I took it and internalized it."
it
But
is the
you
same. I told
also
my mom that.
didn't
Yeah.
know better. Now
No,
you
I
do.
told my mom that she was the other day she was here and then I was like, I finally get like the whole you kept saying it was my perception. And I didn't get that when I was a teenager. I was like, it's not my perception. It's you. You suck. Right?
Right,
Like
right. You're the worst.
I was an amazing teenager, by the way. And so now with my teenager, I'm like, Mom, her perception, the way she but then I also look back to like when she was 5, 6, 7, and those were my snap. Like I snapped in the beginning of building my brand. Like I was
Yeah.
snapping because I was so over
Focused, right?
overstimulated,
Yeah.
focused. I was, all the hats, all the things. But I think if I would have had someone like you just reminded me like okay, as you're building your business, it's also important to keep safety for your kids, right? Because we don't want to screw them up. There's a safe place for them and setting the boundaries. There's the word I was looking for. It's the boundaries. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't have any boundaries because I was just reacting to everything. And so, yeah, jeez.
Boundaries are the foundation of everything because I never had any. When I was younger, it was like, oh, well, I could work late. I have nothing. I have no plans for tonight. Like, sure, I'm a
Yeah.
salaried employee, so I don't get overtime or anything. I'll work 90 hours a week if that's what you need from me, or if that will get me a promotion or more money, or like we're always chasing it. And at the end of the day, it is about the validation. And
Yeah.
you have to validate yourself that you can't look for
Yeah.
external validation. And when you have that calmness, it just I could tell you life feels so much more enjoyable, more present, and actually more success comes because you're opening the door for it. You're not blocking it by ignoring some of the things going on around you because you're just too busy.
I love it. What
Yeah.
what 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 scared you the most about building this brand? Like getting this brand started and building it. Like what was the scariest moment for you or scariest part?
Honestly, for me, it's always been about uh, visibility, like being in front of people, and you know, obviously, everybody has their issues with confidence, no matter how big you get. But it's just maybe I'm going to get some haters or some people that don't like me, or you know, maybe I'm. How do I know I'm reaching the right audience? Like I felt really lost in the beginning. Like it seemed a lot easier than when you actually get in the trenches and you're like, oh, well, that didn't work. What do I do now? Or like, what do I really need? Do I need a marketing plan? Do I need a coach? Do I need strategy? Do I need to work on my mindset? So for me, getting in front of people, and there was always this misconception of me having to put on a front and be a certain person on camera. Everything's great. Life is great. I'm perfect. Like I did stuff, but now I don't, you know, and instead now it's like you just show what you're going through in real time and people can relate to it. And those who can't, they're not meant for me to help them. Like the people
Mhm.
who are really struggling and need me are going to find me because I'm being real and honest and authentic with people, not because I'm pretending that I found some magic pill that makes life just easy all of a
Yeah,
sudden, you know?
that
That's
part.
what people want. People want the easy button and it doesn't
It
exist.
is. It is. And I call that symptom selling. I think that the symptom selling is what so many of us have been trained to do for so long, especially with social media content, is like just really tug at their pain point and make them feel like crap. And then tell them you have the magic remedy. And I'm like, that doesn't work, especially for women like us who already our nervous systems are already yanked. We're already like running a mile a minute. The last thing we need is for you to tug on that fear. How about build me a new identity? How about help me
Yeah.
step into that new version of myself? So I feel like that's what you're doing. Like when I think about what you offer, obviously, because I know your offers, I work with you inside Bring Me On Demand. I know everything that you're putting out there, but, like, I really feel like what you're doing is you're taking this identity of this woman who thinks she's a bad mom, and you're helping her realize she's not a bad mom, she's just not regulated, like, she just needs different reactions. She's actually a really good mom. She just has to make a little bit of tweaks, and so it's a whole new identity of what motherhood means and looks like to these moms, and I love that for you, but I love that for these moms that are gonna find you on social media because that part, like, I remember when I had that moment where I was like, "I'm just a shitty mom. I'm just a bad mom, like, it is what it is." Like, I make a lot of money though, so that makes
Right.
for it, right? Like, and I just felt like a bad mom because I was, again, reactive, whatever, and I
Afraid
didn't
to slow down.
afraid to slow down, and I didn't think that I could ever be fixed. And I was just like, whatever, especially with ADD, anxiety, mental illness, like all the things. But if I would have had somebody that was guiding me into the identity and like breaking that belief pattern that I was a bad mom, I think I would have literally cut down at least 5, 6 years of misery.
Yes, that's what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
and you hit the nail on the head. It's not about fixing yourself, right? Like I want
Yeah.
moms to hear this. Like there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing to fix. You've just been carrying everybody's weight in their life, their decisions, their like you're always on. So you're constantly in the just in case mode, I call it, where you're like, just in case they
Mhm.
need me, just in case they can't do it right, just in case like
Yeah.
I'll ask my husband to do something, then I'm right there waiting just in case he doesn't do it right when I need him to, or just in case something happens. And
I
we're
love
constantly,
that.
yeah, we're constantly bracing for impact and we're not living our lives. So it's not about fixing, it's about getting support so that you can regulate better and start instead of being reactive, being responsive.
Well, so I know you've built some offers and things like that. We're going to put them in the show notes, but what is your like signature like this is what I do, this is how I help, this is what you get from it.
So my how you can work with me on the basic level is to get the mom brain declutter checklist. That is something that is very at the beginning you want to do it. I give you some good tips on how to dump out everything that is going on in your life, how to delete things out of it, how to delegate things out of it, and how to set reasonable goals for yourself and allow yourself to rest. So that's kind of like the baseline. And then that goes into a whole other calm mom system. So I have something for when you need regulation every day, when you are in those specific moments where you need those emergency tweaks, and just some simple practices that you can do on a regular, consistent basis to start retraining your brain to start understanding that calm is your baseline, rest is your friend. You don't need to earn it. You get to do it just because you're alive and you
Thank
are,
you.
like
Thank you.
it's okay to watch Netflix for an hour at night instead of catching up on emails or
Yes.
posting on social media or,
Yeah.
it's okay to just hang with your kid without looking at your phone, even though they're watching TV and you can easily check an email while they're not looking. Like, a couple years ago, my daughter, maybe it was last year, or the year before, she said, "Mom, put your phone down," or like, "No phones allowed right now." Because we're watching a
Yeah.
movie, and all of a sudden, I just, out of reflex, grabbed my phone, and she was like, "Stop!" I'm like,
It is reflex.
they
It
could
is
feel it.
addiction.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
addiction to
100%.
being busy, that piece of it. And so,
It's that someone's gonna need me. I need my phone just in case they need me.
just in case, like the just,
Everybody I need is right here. That's fine.
yeah. Oh,
You know?
so good.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, when you came to work with me inside of Brand Me on Demand, what was like this is what I was looking for and this is why I joined?
So I've been following you for years, and I'll just say I'm one of those people that's like, I wish I could work with her, but then when it comes up, I'm like, oh no, I don't know, I don't know what I would even do. Like, I don't have an offer, like, and I've done other coaching and spent lots of money that led me nowhere. And so by the time I was ready for a program with you, I was like, well, I could work with her. Like, now's the time. Like, I kind of know what I want to do. And so I had a call, and then I waited a couple months, and I was like, at one point I was like, I'm going to just continue spinning my wheel. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm afraid to spend the money because I've done it before and had not such a great result. But in the process, I realized, well, what if this is the person who is meant to help me? And if I found her 6 years ago, maybe I would be further along than I am now. So like, I need to just give it a shot. Cause after those couple months of waiting, I was still not moving anywhere. It's like running up a hill, but like, am I on the treadmill? Like, am I actually moving up the hill? Like, nothing's
Yeah.
happening. And so, I just said, I'm in, like, let's do this. And after I, after I watched a couple of sessions and did a live session, like, I feel like I had gotten so much accomplished in the first 8 weeks that I hadn't gotten accomplished in the past 3 years with other programs that I had done. So I feel like when you say like changing the identity, that was something that no other coach has ever talked to me about before. And they've said it in terms of like general vague terms of like, you have to be the person that you want to be now to get the results that that person has. Okay. So like, do I just sit here and spend all this money thinking that I'm going to be rich in the future? Do I go on all these
Like, what do
stages?
I actually do? Like,
What do I
oh,
do with this
tell me,
information?
like,
Right. Right.
where do we put this into action? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That part.
So
That part.
yes. So that's what changed everything for me was like the actual, okay, I probably should have done this years ago, even though it wasn't created years ago. But like it would have helped me so much more because it gave me that clarity. And like I talk about in my coaching all the time is clarity comes before anything else. When you have
Every,
the clarity of who you are and where you want to go, that's when you can make the best decisions. And so for me, that was the piece that I was missing before I could actually build an offer that made sense and felt like it was me. Like before I was building offers that just was like, okay, is this going to sell or is this what people want? Like, I think this looks
yeah.
good. And coach is just telling me like, oh yeah, that looks great. And it's like, okay, so do I just put it out there now? Or is there any
Yeah.
other advice you want to give me? Like
That's
how?
why that's why so many digital creators, I'm trying to help them understand, like, you're not a digital creator. You are an actual power brand. Like, you have a mission, you have a movement, you have frameworks, you have all these things, but everybody's seeing digital marketing, digital courses, digital trainings. And what they're not understanding is that's all part of an ecosystem. And it's all that ecosystem is going to help people make a decision on if they want to buy from you based on who you are, where you're going, what you can offer them, the identity exchange and the transformation you're going to offer them. And because everybody's got really addicted to like make money fast, they're like, let me get another course out. Let me get another course out. Let me get another course out.
and they're not sharing the same message over and over again to get to the next person. It's let me sell the people that are already paying attention the next course.
Right.
That's the issue, because that's where coaching is. Let me teach you how to make a course to sell a course.
Right.
That's
Well, I
literally
think
what's going on.
everybody's just addicted to the quick money piece of it, and then
Yeah.
you see everybody posting online, "Here is my paycheck. Here's what I made in 6 months. Here's what I did."
Here's my straight.
Yeah, but how long does that last? Is that
I don't
sustainable?
know. I don't
Is
want the
that
FTC
something?
up my rear, so I'm not posting a stripe. I'm not
No.
posting that.
No,
I'm
no,
not
thank you.
posting one of it. I don't need
No.
to talk about it. I don't need to talk about it because
You embody it. You don't need to post it, right?
it
Like,
it terrifies me. I don't want to put something out there that they can screenshot and use. No, thank you.
yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Right.
good.
But I
FTC.
think also you don't need to prove that. If you have a message that people need to hear and you're making an impact, you don't need to prove on paper how much money you have. If it's like we're building these movements because we genuinely want to help people and we want to help people generations from now, not just okay, let me sell you this course and move on to the next thing. Like when I was putting out offers before, I didn't feel connected and I knew that's why they weren't selling, even though I was like, why are they not selling? I'm marketing them and doing everything I was told, but my heart wasn't in it. I was like, I think this will be what sells and this is what they want. But like I wasn't in there.
Bored.
My
Yeah, you're
authenticity
bored.
wasn't in there. Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
bored. You weren't inspired. You didn't
Yes.
feel that fire. And I've been guilty of that, by the way. Like, I want to say I am not perfect. I am hashtag guilty. In 2018, I was like, oh, Facebook, I'll teach you that. Oh, Instagram, I'll teach you that. Oh, TikTok, I'll teach you that in 2020. Oh, this one, I'll teach you that. That was also a part of my learning journey, though. And also
Right.
learned like every single piece I did always had this iconic movement in it and always had like the gift of branding in it, but I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to speak about
That that's the piece. I didn't know how to say what I do. Who do
yeah.
what's my impact? It's
Yes.
there, but I need it in a package. I need
Yeah.
someone to put it in a package for me and just
Yeah.
nail
Well,
it.
I can't see inside my own brand. So I have mentorship and coaching just like everyone else, just so we're clear. So I just feel honored that I get to be a part of your journey because you have inspired so many of the Branding on Demand students, but also so many women. And I'm really excited to see where you are like in 6 months and to
Me
see where
too.
you are in 12 months. And just, I want you to be one of the 10 women that creates a million movement, like a million women, million mom movement or whatever. Well, there you go. A million mom movement. I want you to be one of those, and I feel like it truly can happen for you. And I'm just honestly so grateful that you spent time with us today on this podcast. When you think of if you had to start all over again, you had to start from scratch, right? What would you What would you do first if you were like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm selling. But I feel a pull. I know I'm meant for more. What would you do differently? What would the first thing?
If it was 2020 again and I was just coming into entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
knowing what I know now, I would join Brand Me on Demand sooner. But no, just
Yeah.
having a mentor who can help you figure out your unique gifts. I
Mm,
think I have always skirted around my unique gifts, and I don't think I actually believed in them until joining Brand Me on Demand because I couldn't see how to put it out there or who exactly I would help. And if I know it, then other people must know it. Like the market's saturated. Why am I different than anybody else? But it really is just your unique story and how you tell it and how you want to impact people and the transformation that you can offer. I think you've been a huge part of me figuring out that identity work where like, okay, I am pretty badass. Like I believe it
mhm.
now because I can see it coming into focus. I can see it coming into fruition. So I think just having a better strategy in the very beginning, like not throwing my money up against every offer that was out there and being distracted by all the shiny things and
Ah,
understanding that it's the long game. It's not about, okay, how much money can I make the quickest so I can get out of my job and then it's not going to be sustainable because you're not building a legacy. You're building something that is going to be like, what's the next trend in two months from now? Like, what do I need to know about now so I could start selling it in 2 months from now? And you're constantly in that cycle, and it doesn't feel aligned because you're not truly living in your purpose. So like figuring out your identity and how you want that to impact, and embracing your unique gift and being able to put that into an offer. I think I didn't see that before Brand Me on Demand. So if this was available in 2020, I would hope that I would sign up for this because it's really given me such confidence in not just my offers, but like myself and showing up bigger.
You are a completely different person than when you first joined.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's so, and I don't mean a completely different person because you still are you, right? But like you have expanded and elevated to this confident, postured woman mentor. And I'm just so like blown away. And I think I told you this, but I'm going to say it out loud now because we're recording it. But like, I look at how fast you did it compare, and I know you're like, but I've been doing this for years when nobody saw, but even just coming into my world and seeing how fast, and you didn't think it's that fast, but I can see it, how fast you started putting it together, started asking the right questions, started digging into the group. Like you didn't just sit back and like hope something happened. Just watching you evolve and watching you elevate has been so much fun for me. It really
Thank
has.
you.
I'm so proud of you, and I
Thank you.
need for you to literally just blow up on YouTube because every mom needs to hear you and your sassy self. Because by
I
the way,
just launched my podcast yesterday and it's on YouTube as well, people. So
we will link her podcast in the show notes. I'm so proud of you. Listen, the end of the day,
honestly, I'm going to brag on you for a second because honestly, in the 5 years I've been doing this, like I do feel like I picked up quickly once I got into Brand Me on Demand, but then watching you elevate and watching you talk about posture all the time and identity work and the belief that you speak into us on the Brand Me on Demand trainings that we get onto, like I'm very motivated and inspired. Like, you just have to give me a plan. You just have to give me like the blueprint and I will do it. But if I don't know where I'm going, I'm just going to wander aimlessly. And that's kind of the only thing I can liken it to. I feel like I was wandering a little aimlessly without direction. And then when I found Brand Me on Demand and you started working with me more one on one, I was like, oh, I get it now. Like it makes so much more sense. And it's like much more enjoyable to be an entrepreneur and
yeah,
help people when you know what you're doing and you have like a
yes,
structure and you're not afraid to speak your mind in public.
that is the best. I think that's the best feeling. Well, where can everybody find you? Whether it's whatever social media platform you want them to follow. And obviously, I'm going to link all the things below, but tell them some of your resources, some of the top ways to find you, and how they can connect
Yes.
with you.
Awesome. Well, I am on Spotify and YouTube as the Over Responsible Mom with my
Mm.
podcast.
Okay.
And I am on all other platforms as either the Calm Mom Coach or the Calm Mom Strategist, because that is what I call myself, as I help you with strategy, not just telling you to meditate and take a bubble bath.
Oh, you can still take a bubble bath, but that's not gonna fix it.
No.
So Jessica is giving you permission to not have to fix yourself.
Yes.
Just in case. She's gonna help you get rid of the just in case, right?
Ooh,
Woo!
like this. I'm like taking notes,
I'm
mentally
like, wait,
taking all the
hold
notes.
on. That's gonna help you go from crazy mom to the mom. Okay.
Ooh. All
The
right. I like that.
mom.
Yes.
I'm gonna be the mom after
The
working with you.
mom. Oh, I
I
like
love
that. Yeah.
Yes. I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am honored to
God,
be here with you.
so good. So good. So good. So good. And if you guys have any questions for her, drop it in the comment section and we will get back to you. We love you guys. Thank you for being on, Jessica.
Thank you.